if you're walking in a museum and you're by yourself and then you happen to pass like a very articulate and interesting docent who's saying something kind of that makes you look at the painting.
Note in the picture we have been looking at how the shadows compel us to realize every concavity, and the lights every convexity, and how, with the play of the two, under the guidance of line, we realize the significant parts of each figure, whether draped or undraped.
And you're not really part of the tour, so you don't feel the pressure of looking. You don't feel like, oh, I should see something, or I've signed up for the tour and now my feet are so tired. But you feel like, oh, that sounds interesting over there.
We must look and look and look till we live the painting and, for a fleeting moment, become identified with it.
Bernard Berenson was an incredibly charismatic man. He was somebody who could get people listening to him in almost any circumstance. He walked into a room and everybody started listening to him.
If we do not succeed in loving what through the ages has been loved, it is useless to lie ourselves into believing that we do. A good rough test is whether we feel that it is reconciling us with life.
Bernard Berenson was an immigrant from a Lithuanian Jewish family to a Boston that was quite inhospitable to Jews. It was sort of amazing that he began in that place and became this kind of world-renowned expert with this incredible villa in the hills outside Florence. And it's not an accident. He wanted to get out of the thing that he had started in.
With horror, I think what I should have become if I had lived the life of an ill-paid professor or a struggling writer. How rebellious if I had not lived a life devoted to great art.
And the transformation itself was very difficult because, of course, there were enormous barriers against somebody of those origins becoming the host of the Prince of Sweden.
Worse still, if I had remained in the all but proletarian condition I lived in as a Jewish immigrant lad in Boston.
He had a strikingly modern experience. He was severed from his homeland at a young age. He had to make his way in a new world. He did that by inventing himself over and over again. And he became a very different person than he had begun as, and felt that distance as a kind of loneliness and alienation in a way that feels quite modern and contemporary to us now. And then when the tour has moved on, you stand and you look at it a little bit more, and somehow whatever it was that was said turns out to be quite revelatory.
In painting, a greater effect of reality is chiefly a matter of light and shadow, to be obtained only by considering the canvas as an enclosed space, filled with light and air.
Writing about Berenson has definitely affected the way that I see paintings. But the thing I would want with half an hour of his time or something would be just to hear him talking about paintings. I would really just love to go to a museum with him.